Man, this girl's awesome. Alright, so this is decent for We the People. And, I haven't really brought this up too much here lately. Or any at all, as far as I know. That I can remember anyway. The one thing I think I've been forgetting from y'all, we talked to qualified immunity, we talked about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But somehow or another, I absolutely bypass this on a video, and it is actually one of the most important things for us as We the People to recognize and to do. And that is, anytime you sign any paperwork for the government, or even with contract of, businesses and all that, that's up to their discretion whether they get accepted or not. But anytime with the government, period, you must put this by your name. Now, we already talked about this. When you sign something, don't really sign. And when you do it, put it in small letters. And don't give you what they call your full birthday, right? Anyway, what you will do, and that's including driver's license, by the way. And if any government officials ask and say you can't do that, you always bring up, are you acting as my attorney? Every time. Anytime any government officials say you cannot do that, are you acting as my attorney? Because my attorney is saying I must do this. So always do that. Now there's a couple of other things, and I lost the paperwork, and I haven't used it in so long. That makes it a little easier and does the exact same thing what I'm telling you now. But right now we're going to do this. Anytime you got to sign something, you're forced into it. Make sure it's on record that you do not want to do it. And I would say under threat of violence or retaliation. It really sounds bad when it's retaliation. You know what I mean? So I may start telling people, why can't we just go ahead and use retaliation? Threat of violence and all that. Yeah. Well, and that's exactly what government is. Every law that they enforced is backed up by the threat of violence. And now I'm going into thinking of retaliation. Because if you don't obey what they say, what are they doing? They're retaliating against you. Okay? Even things that's unconstitutional, that you have constitutional rights. Since you didn't do what they said, they retaliated against you with threat and violence. Okay. Always do this. UCC 1-308. Make sure that's on there. Okay? What that does is it keeps you out of the jurisdiction. Okay? How's the easy way of saying it? It's a remedy. Okay? So yes, you're kind of using a code, but it's a code that it's got a remedy to keep you out of jurisdiction, okay? With that, you follow through. All rights reserved without I went blank for a second. I'm sorry. Without okay, I thought I seen somebody in my yard. I'm sorry. Okay, so all rights reserved, without prejudice. All right, you got to have that on there. That way, they cannot hold any documents that you signed accountable. We talked about a little bit of notice and all that. You want to put in there that you signed the ticket, whether you decide to do retaliation with threat of violence, or however you want to do that. But you also want to remind them on your notice that you signed that on there, and you don't see how you're responsible for this. Okay? In fact, I don't know. This is going into a little bit of tricky area that I'm pushing it, and I'm not recommending you do it. By the way, this is a teach thing for we the people to learn and understand what's going around us, and when other people has ideas to be brought forward, so we the people can stand as one against the government. All right. I would probably, and I may try this, I don't get pulled over very often anymore. But I would probably put in the notice, that's retaliation, that I did use this UCC 1308, and I am not responsible for this. Without prejudice, all rights reserved. So therefore, I never enter no contract with y'all. So why do I need to proceed forward on the courts? Do you have any factual evidence otherwise? Do that in the notice. Number two, since you did that, if you want to push your luck and really challenge it, I would say miss court. And if they issue a warrant, that's all unlawful warrant because they have no jurisdiction. You cancel that contract out. And when they do a summons for you to appear, you still, like I showed a while back, red ink, void, contract denied, refuse contract, in red, into the courts, to the district attorney or whatever you want to, and file it in the courts, and you keep a copy of yourself. And you want time stamped when you take it in, or at least a certified letter. If you do these by mail, your summons, certified mail. That way they received it and it's on record. Everything you want to do from this day forward has got to be on record. Okay? And I made this a little longer than I wanted, but it's a must. Any type of government contract that does not benefit you. Okay? Remember, when you enter a contract, it's either benefits one or benefits you or it benefits both of y'all. It cannot benefit the other person without you consenting. And that's all you've been doing is consenting. So, anyway, this is Decent Food with the People. And I hope you guys appreciate, learning some of this stuff. I learned a lot. I'm putting in a lot. but I'm still learning a lot. This is a never-ending deal. You cannot stop learning because they had 150 years of doing all this, right? And expect us to learn all the government laws overnight. It's not going to happen. So we need to get down right back to the basics. Challenge the jurisdiction of the courts. Do not consent. If you do consent, it's under threat of violence or retaliation. We got to go back into the basics. Where's your factual evidence? This belongs to me. Again, the Constitution don't belong to you. Your inalienable rights belong to you. Okay? The Constitution is the stop sign from the government to enter in our inalienable rights section. Okay? The Second Amendment don't belong to you. You don't have a Second Amendment. The government cannot cross over into the inalienable right and say, hey, you're not allowed to have guns. Wrong. I got inalienable rights. I am allowed to protect my family and me by any force necessary or by any means necessary. Let's correct the words. Words matter. Any means necessary, right? That means paperwork. That means challenge jurisdiction. That means carrying arms. That means, having a nuclear bomb in my backyard to protect me from invaders of any country or even our own. I don't have the money to have a nuclear bomb, so that's not no big threat. But, it's a simple fact that we can. So anyway, I hope you guys like this. Thumbs up, share it, like it. This is Diesel for We the People. I'm probably going to bring up a couple of interesting deals of what's been going on. And it's going to be videos because I kind of watched it earlier today. But I wanted, because I keep on missing out on this. And I know to be doing this on the video and I didn't do it. Start doing that, y'all. Anytime you sign that. I know you can pause it, so I already gave you everything. This is Diesel for We the People News. And as usual, I'm going to leave you off with Ginger. Girl.